just going to walk us through a little bit of a closing, and then we can carry on with whatever else you have planned for the evening. So if you are stepping into ceremony some more after this, please feel free to share photos in the group so we can kind of keep that feeling going of together apart. And I know that Jeffrey is going to hold a fire, and he's willing to take anything for us if we need some support, some help in releasing or feeding the fire in any way, or even sending off wishes or prayers, this kind of thing, honoring different aspects. And I will be heading down to the sea and doing a similar more washing, releasing, cleansing, this kind of thing. It's a little bit slower and gentler than fire. Fire is great for those really intense, quick changes needs to happen. So you're welcome to send us a message if you haven't already, and we can do a little bit of work with you to support you on that. So you can close your eyes if you want to, or just soften your gaze. Had a lot of that this call, lots of eyes closed. But I'm going to invite you to return to that sense in the very, very beginning where we had pulled us all a little bit closer. We had sort of created ourselves a little bit of a virtual circle where our knees are close and we could sort of get a sense of presence on either side. So I invite you to sort of step back into that vision, that sense. And then to really allow that circle to drift apart, and to allow us each to be back in our faraway places. All of these places that we are, just really letting us spread back out again and getting a sense of those gossamer threads that we put out to everyone and watched everyone exchange. So back so we can sort of get that web-like feeling again. And then I'm going to invite you to roll back up all of those threads that you've put out. Gently, thoroughly wind them back in. Taking them back in. Thanks, everybody. You know, a little bit of little nod of gratitude for meeting each other, and just softly retracting all of those little feelers that we put out, and seeing everybody else's little feelers retract back into them too. Just so we can have that return to autonomy, so we can still know that we have community, we can still engage with each other, but we're not connected in that way. We're back to our own selves, sovereign and whole. And I want to give our gratitude and our thank yous to all of our helping spirits that came to be with us today. Thank you to our ancestors coming and being with us. Thank you to the elements and the directions for holding us so well. I give gratitude for each of you for arriving today, for showing up for yourself, for showing up for each other, for being willing to step into something different and unknown. I give gratitude to the lands that you are each on. Thank you for all of that safe holding that you give. And I give gratitude to the spaces you are in, for having shelter, for being warm and dry and held. So as we go forth from here, may we be guided, guarded, shielded, and protected. Yisham Dandanakana. Blessed be. Cha. Thanks, everybody. If there is anything that you feel like you need a little more support with, if you feel like you have unfinished business, if you feel raw and worn out and not quite right, but in a not good way, because sometimes it's a good way, then please make sure that you reach out to me. And I wish you all a beautiful rest of solstice.